Astartes, assemble!
Astartes, by decree of the Emperor, today we remember Angelis. Angelis is a dead world, and a Necron tomb world, known contemporarily as Gorkamorka. It is located in the deep reaches of the Ultima Segmentum. In the dawning years of the 35th millennium, an Adeptus Mechanicus expedition led by Chief Orbologist Luteus Vox landed on the dead world, sent to investigate its mysterious and complete lack of any bioorganic matter, alongside a complex of pyramids, 434 pyramids believed to be of Necron tier origin. Barely a mere tearing year later, a gargantuan space hulk infested with orcs emerged from a warp rift. Careening towards Angelis, it collided with the expeditionary ship, the Eternal Vigilance. The space hulk and the Imperial vessel plummeted into Angelis, devastating the topography and rending a chasm into the landscape, known now to the planet's most recent green denizens as the Skid. The surviving savages represent an anomaly among Orkdom, separated from their war and perhaps bereft of a boss big enough to determine a hierarchy. These Viridian varlets turn to their Mekboyz for salvation from this miraculous marooning of theirs. In their finite wisdom, which for an orc is relatively vast, the Mekboyz determined to salvage the wreck and build a new vessel to ferry their forlorn folk back to the distant wall. As the construction continued and the orc population grew, the settlement of Mektown was established. As is often the case with too many orcs and too much thought all in one place, it led to disagreement, led to strife, and it led to war. The kindling for their squabbles being no more than whether the ship looked more like their deity Gork or his twin brother Mork. Recognizing the need for unity, the Mekboyz agreed that the ship could be either god, and the self-styled Gorkers and their rival Morkers agreed to dub the ship Gorkamorka. Given the limited imagination of orcs, they co-opted the name for their planet as well. All communication with the Imperium was lost with the destruction of the Eternal Vigilance. And yet, somehow the resilience of humanity persevered. Deep beneath the irradiated, sifting sands of Angelis' surface, a contingent of the expeditionary force survived. Lacking even the most basic survival materials, these diggers, as the Orks called them, fought one another for what scant resources could be found. Eventually, one faction somehow uncovered and controlled a set of Necron warriors to dominate and to unite their subterranean siblings. Further, it is rumored some aboard the Eternal Vigilance survived. Now a society who believe that technology should only be used when the limits of nature cannot achieve one's desired aim. Worrying that when Gorkamorka eventually lumbered back into the cosmos, quarters aboard her would be insufficient for all of their kind. The Mekboyz determined each would need a tag to secure their right aboard the vessel. In turn, they passed legislation that Gretchen couldn't have tags. Infuriated by their marginalization, the Gretchen launched a workers' revolution, campaigning for equal rights between Ork and Grot. The Ork populace largely considers this to be hilarious. Today, Gorkamorka, as it is known, is still an arid planet, bereft of life save for its reckless residents, the Orks, and small bands of near feral humans, little better than Xenos themselves. Melior Imperator, Astartes.